final season. Brace yourselves, fans, because this might be the last time you'll see the kids together. The Duffer Brothers say they will do the fourth season, but the story will come to an end. Many fans are not convinced that one season will be enough to answer all their questions, and most people believe that it should actually have a fifth season. They don't want Netflix to pull a Game of Thrones on them where the last season was rushed and failed to answer very critical questions. The good thing is that executive producer Sean Levy is open to a fifth season. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, he said hearts were heard breaking in Netflix headquarters when the brothers made 4 seasons sound like an official end. And I was suddenly getting phone calls from our actors' agents. The truth is, we're definitely going 4 seasons, and there's very much the possibility of a fifth. Beyond that, it becomes, I think, very unlikely. Well, considering how popular the show is, it won't be a surprise if it goes 6 seasons. Netflix is also in business, and if the show brings the company a lot of money, we're sure they wouldn't mind extending it. The trailer. There's just this 40-second teaser trailer to get fans talking. We can't really call it a trailer because it's only an announcement by Netflix. Towards the end, we hear an ominous-sounding grandfather clock, which definitely doesn't sound like something from the Indiana homes we've come to know. We also get that demonic, monstrous growl and some growths from the upside down. 2 things are visible on the trailer, a clock and a signpost. It's hard to clearly read anything on the two, but they definitely have something to do with what will happen in Season 4. The cast. The Stranger Things cast members have already attended some interviews to talk about the show, so we know who to expect when the show comes back. Of course, we have the original cast members reprising their roles. Expect to see a lot of 11, Mike, Will, Lucas, Dustin, Max, Steve, Robin, Nancy, Joyce, Erica, Karen, and Murray. You may have noticed that Hopper is not on the list, and that's because we're not sure whether he'll be coming back. At the end of the 3rd season, viewers were made to believe that Hopper died, but we didn't see the dead body, so he could still be alive. There are a lot of theories about Hopper's return. We'll have a look at that later. Stay tuned. Someone else who popped up towards the end of Season 3 was Dr. Sam Owens, who works for the U.S. Department of Energy and was appointed Director of Operations at Hawkins Lab following the exit of Dr. Martin Brenner. The fact that he has been reintroduced and is in the spotlight once again on the threat of the gate, not to mention the Soviets, suggests that he will play a role in Season 4. Brenner was attacked by the comes to Brenner, which can only be tied up if he comes back in Season 4. The only person we are sure we won't see is Billy, because he sacrificed his life to save Hawkins and all its inhabitants. We won't complain about his departure because he died a hero, and we're sure he'll get at least a mention in Season 4. We also don't expect to see Mayor Larry Klein after his arrest. He has already served his purpose on the show. The Duffers have also included in every season at least one guest star who rose to fame in the era in which the show is set. We had Matthew Modine, Sean Astin, Paul Reiser, and Carrie Elwes. Season 4 will most probably follow the same trend. Plot. Season 3 ended on a very emotional note, and fans cried for days after watching the final episode. We may have lost Hopper, and a very critical family has left Hawkins. The Byers family and 11 left Hawkins in search of a place less dramatic. 11 has also seemingly lost her powers, unable to even give out any leaks or spoilers for Season 4. We don't even have an official trailer yet, but judging from what we saw in the announcement teaser, the next installment will most likely take place outside Hawkins. The teaser clearly says, "We are not in Hawkins anymore." Here's what will probably happen in Season 4. 11's powers. The big question is how 11 will fight the supernatural bad guys without her powers. There's a high chance that she'll probably get them back because without the powers, it won't really be strange anymore. There's also the possibility that we'll be introduced to more of her kind who may fight the battle on 11's behalf. In one of the episodes, which got very negative reviews, Elle left in search of her sister, and then viewers were introduced to a bunch of other kids. The Duffer Brothers never talked about the sister or the other kids again, and it may be a good idea to explore that angle in Season 4. And there's another horrifying outcome when it comes to 11. What if Elle will actually be the biggest threat in Season 4? She could have been infected by that monster bite on her leg in Season 3, and because of this, the Mind Flayer could turn her against the town of Hawkins. If 11 is indeed infected, the Mind Flayer could control her like it did with Billy, Will, and the Blade to eventually destroy her or use her to get more control. The biggest plot of Season 4 may be about freeing 11 and helping her to get back her powers. Millie Bobby Brown was also open to the idea of being the bad guy in Season 4, so she just might be evil. The fate of Jim Hopper. As mentioned earlier, we have reasons to believe that Hopper will be back. First of all, he talks about the show so much on social media, meaning that he's not yet done with Stranger Things. Then there's the ladder at the end of Season 3, which he probably used to escape. Plus, we have yet to see his dead body. We are certain we will see him, if not in flesh, at least in a casket with a proper send-off. If Jim won't be part of Season 4, Joyce will be partnering with Murray to solve some of the issues. Jim Hopper gave away Murray's phone number, and people tried to call it. Much to their surprise, it actually went through, and the voicemail gave away a clock. The voicemail says,
"Hi, you have reached the residence of Murray Bauman. Mom if this is you, please hang up and call me between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m. as previously discussed. Okay? And this is Joyce. Joyce, thank you for calling. I've been trying to reach you. I have an update. It's about, well, it's probably best if we speak in person. It's not good or bad, but it's something.
We also believe that Joyce may have moved to Illinois, where Murray lives, with 11 and her sons. Chernobyl. Okay, this is a long shot, but it's also a possibility. Stranger Things 1 took place in 1983 in winter. Stranger Things 2 took place in fall of 1984. Stranger Things 3 took place in the summer of 1985. So, we expect the setting of Season 4 to be in the spring of 1986. This is around the same time Chernobyl happened. We already know that we expect to see a lot of Russians in Season 4. The Russians were able to trap a monster from the Upside Down, and it appears that its staple food is humans. They also have an American in custody, and everyone really believes that the American is Jim Hopper. It's possible that the monster trapped by the Russians and the chemicals in Chernobyl are related. Are they trying to build an army of monsters? To know the answer to that question, we just have to wait and see. The Russians can be seen feeding their prisoners to the Demogorgon at the end of the mid-credit sequence, and there's no telling what they are up to. The American mentioned in credits of Season 3 could be Jim Hopper, and it could also be someone else, Barb. Remember, she didn't die. She only went missing, and the show has never revisited her story, and that might actually change in Season 4. If not Barb or Hopper, the American mentioned could also be Dr. Brenner. Love. The Stranger Things kids are all grown up, and it's only natural to explore the theme of love in the series. In Season 3, Will was particularly mad because his buddies cared more about their girlfriends than playing video games. The time he spent in the Upside Down clearly messed his growth, and he's the only one still trapped in his childhood as his friends fall in love. Viewers actually believe that Will may be gay which means the kids will. Their age is one of the reasons why they should probably wrap everything up in Season 4. If there will be a 5th season, it'll probably happen in 2022, when the cast members will be too old to play kids anymore. And we all have to agree that the show is interesting because of the kids, right? Will may have created the Upside Down. We know that Will is very creative, and it wouldn't be the first time he has created a world in his head. What if the Upside Down was his imagination and it somehow came to life? This would explain why he wasn't killed by the Demogorgon like others that crossed it, and why he was targeted in the first place, and why it seems to reappear at times he's under stress. Release date. It was reported that filming of the 4th season will go up to August of 2020. It's highly unlikely that the installment will be released in October of 2020, but we know Netflix will target a holiday season. The likely release date is December of 2020. Since the last 2 seasons focused on a holiday, and Christmas was mentioned during the Season 3 finale. We know that the Upside Down somehow communicates via electricity, and the Christmas season has plenty of lights for the required communication. Season 4, let us know what you expect to see, and remember